today I have a special surprise. Welcome, sun and sunsets. My name is Cynthia Meeks, and I'm a spiritual awakening guide for those who have a strong desire to spiritually define their life path in this life or a past life. And in my spiritual practice, I use spiritual metaphysics, numerology, and hypnosis. Now today I have a very special surprise for my parents, and to let you know that knowing your child's zodiac sign is simply not enough to understand their uniquely gifted self. Okay, so today I have a gift for you, and it's called Parent Like a Pro Using Numerology. And this session is for parents who have children born on the 4th of the month, the 13th of the month, the 22nd of the month, and the 31st of the month. And these children are called 4 energy, okay? I want you to understand that no one is out of place, okay? Our highest part chose the path in life by which we would enter into this world, which means that we're not just here to figure it out, right? We have a blueprint, a master plan for this lifetime to help us develop our talents, to help us develop our soul growth, and also for a purpose for this lifetime. We all have a purpose for this lifetime, and we must achieve that purpose. And if we don't achieve that purpose in the plan, then we will repeat life. So there are modalities out there that will help you understand who you are, who your child is. And one of the easiest way to get an understanding of your path, not necessarily saying that you cannot create your own path from here on out, but numerology is an ancient, old, 10,000 year old science that has helped many people, many queens and kings and people in the high, of course, have money, right? Have helped them understand the path that they're on, what they're here to do. And so as you, as a parent, you can take this information, and you don't have to live by it, but it helps you understand more and more of who your child is, who are they developing to become, what their current talents are, what their hidden talents are. So this gives you an idea of what what lies beneath the soul, okay? So yes, you people, you look at their zodiac sign, but zodiac sign is not enough. It's not enough to truly understand the vibrational song of who you are. We all are made up of a vibrational, unique song, and no two people are alike. No matter if their name is alike, or no matter if their date of birth is alike, no two people are alike in this world. We all have different talents, characteristics, and a different purpose for this lifetime, and everything works together for the good to elevate us spiritually. So this information I'm going to give you today will help you understand your child if they are a 4 energy, okay? So now I'm going to give you some information that will help you understand and know what's special about your 4 little energy. So remember that the birthday number is the most energy that you will see in your child, the vibration that you will see in your child from 0 to 18. And once they get past this adolescent and move into their adulthood between 18 and 21, then they will move into their life path. Now, the life path number is the entire date of birth. What I'm giving you right now is only the birthday number, the day that they were born on. Sometimes kids' life path number can overshadow the birthday number because they work hand in hand, right? Because the birthday number is a part of the birthday, the life path. So sometimes if the life path number is very strong, it can overpower the birthday number. And when I give you this information, if your child is born on the 4th and maybe their life path is a 9, and you're thinking like, well, but hey, wait a minute, they don't have a lot of these qualities. Well, it could be because their life path number is so strong that it already shows up in the child, okay? But they will have some or most of these characteristics and talents that I present to you. So if your child is born on the 4th of the month, the 13th of the month, 22nd of the month, the 31st of the month, these are some things that are special about your little bundle of joy. So first thing first, they love to work hard. I don't care if it's building blocks on top of blocks. I don't care if it's going to school, working on a project, or getting their first job. They enjoy working hard, keeping their room clean. Now, there is a flip side to that, because 4 energy, the negative imbalance of a 4 energy is very lazy, but they are focus driven. That's the biggest thing about a 4 energy. Very focus driven and very stability. It has stability and very strategic. So the thing is, with this COVID-19 going on, a lot of kids, you know, they wasn't able to go outside and play with their friends. So what were they? They were stuck on a video game. So that's what their focus was. I have one that's born on the 31st of the month. So his focus was just there, playing video games. Morning to go, wake up playing video games, go to bed playing video games. Like, have you brushed your teeth today, son? It's like 9 o'clock at night. No, because why? He's focused on working hard on video games, talking with his friends. And so you just want to make sure that you know, where the focus lies is what helps your 4 energy. So they work hard, they're very focus driven, they have stability, process, honesty, they're very loyal, very, very family oriented, they're energized bunnies, right? They can be very rebellious, obsessive when they are, you know, can be too overly excessive when they're working on something that is driving their focus and their attention, and you can't pull them away from it. Also, they can be accident prone. They love process, energized. I said that. Dedicated and goal driven, very, very goal driven, and can be kind of rigid. But we'll get into that later. Okay, so these are the great things about the very logical mind, and can be very materialistic driven. But we'll get into that later. So these are just some qualities, some talents, and some great things that you will, special things that you will see in your 4 energy from the time that they are born, and when they create that personality, you will see this in them. Okay, so number 1, we're going to talk about now. So now we're going to discuss how can you work with your little 4 energy. Okay, so now if you're just finding out that, oh my God, like, so this is a thing, numerology is a thing, my child is a, you know, this is real, let me tune in and see exactly what she's saying, because it's really important for your 4 energy. 4 energy kids can have a tendency to they could want something so bad, and no matter how they get it, they don't care, because sometimes they can be really overly driven in materialistic things, and so they don't think about next week or think about what it takes to get it. They just want to go get it. So you have to watch that in your 4 energies. They can be very stubborn. Number 2, very stubborn. Know it all, right? You try to sit there and you try to talk to them and you try to tell them certain things, and it's like, no, but I know it though. I don't believe that. I believe this. Because they can get something in their head and it could be stuck there. So they have a lot of limiting beliefs. They're self-imposed limiting beliefs. So you have to want to make sure that you kind of watch out for that, and work with them on their stubbornness and their know-it-all kind of attitude, because sometimes it will be very hard to change your mind once they get their mind set on something. Okay, and number 3, wanting to skip steps and avoid step-by-step process. So this is your children, your 4 energy, especially the 13 and the 30 and the 31. They will have a tendency to want to, you know, test you, all right, and test the system. So if there's something that they should be doing A through Z, they would try to jump and go from M to Z, okay? So you have to watch that. I know Beyonce twins are born on the 13th of the month. So even whether they're rich kids or whether they just regular kids, you still have to understand that you are the parent, and you have to know that if your child is a 4 energy, that they may have these qualities, that they're not good qualities. They're not born to skip steps, okay? Because whatever happens when they skip that step, life will bring them back to A if they try to go from M to Z, okay? So you want to make sure that you stay firm in your discipline with your 4 energy, and no is no, right? You know you can't play your game until your homework is done, because they will say, well, okay, can I play it now? Can I play it now? But Richie is already on there playing, he's calling me, want to play. No, you have to do your homework first, or no playing. You cannot allow that your 4 energy to overpower you or test you in a way that they can get their way, because it will grow and grow, and even they will try to and in the law they would try to get over on the law. So you want to make sure that you stay firm in what you say to them, and make sure that they are having a plan, because they need a plan, okay? And I forgot what number I'm on. So the next one can be lazy and need exercise regimen. So your 4 energy those are the ones that can just sit there and just eat a bag of chips and be playing video games, playing a video game, or working on a project, or just so focused on something that they steady grabbing those chips and eating those chips, and before you know it, the whole bag is gone, okay? So you have to watch your 4 energy, because they can become overeaters. It's just a part of their life, part of who they are, because once they're so focused on something, it negates their health, okay? So you want to make sure that they are engaged in physical activity, some type of exercise regimen to keep them healthy and strong. Mine, like I said, mine is born on 31st. He's a snacker. He's not really an eater. He snacks a lot. And so when he doesn't want to go fix a sandwich, he'll just go grab snacks, and just from one snack to the next snack to the next snack. Nothing is filling him up, but that's the satisfaction of just let me get what I want. And even though he needs to make a sandwich, it's just about the sweetness of it all, I guess. I don't know. But so you have to make sure that they are doing something. We have him in football to make sure he's staying active, because they are ones that are prone to be overweight, okay? The next one, your child will struggle with limitations and self-limitations. Your 4 energy, your 4 energy will, how can I say this? They can sometimes put self-doubt, self-limitations on themselves. So for instance, if they're short, they will say, well, I won't be able ever to do that because I'm short. So they are putting that self-limitations on them, even though they can possibly do it if they would just remove the limitations and don't think about being short, would just try anyway. But they can set limitations for themselves. So you just want to be able to watch with the struggle of these limiting beliefs that they self-impose, okay? Or they hear somebody else saying that, they will stick with that, and it will stagnate them in life and keep them from rising above because of the limitations, okay? So the next one is they need a proper structured routine. I kind of mentioned that a little earlier, but they need a routine, okay? These are not the ones that can just jump up in the morning and remember to brush their teeth, remember to wash their face, comb their hair, do their deodorant. No, my son is in the 8th grade, okay? I still have to get up and go down the list. Did you brush your teeth? Did you wash your face? Did you put your contacts on? Did you do your inhaler? Did you put some deodorant on? I still have to go down the list, because he could be so focused on, maybe today is a football game, or today I have a test, that certain steps he will forget. So I make sure that we go down the rundown, and maybe even a picture on the bathroom wall, or when he wakes up on his door, so he would know, okay, don't forget to do this, the checkoff list. Okay, you have to have a proper structured routine in place for your 4 energy. So for instance, they come home certain times, go take your shower, get ready for dinner this time, make sure your homework is done at this time. They need a plan. They cannot handle it on themselves. They are very hard workers, but they need a strategic plan to go with, because they're not good with changes. Okay, they're not good with changes. And so in order for them to stay within the plan and work and focus and have stability, that plan, that as a parent you need to set in place for your little 4 energy. Okay, so the next one, so they freak out when their world it feels like it's so chaotic. So when it can make them very nervous. Okay, when things feel like it's not leveled, when things feel like it is out of whack, they can freak out, and they can get very antsy. Okay, so you want to watch that. They need stability. They need stability. Watch the conversations you have around them, because they don't think and let it sink in like other energies. So watch how you talk around them. If they feel any type of disturbance or anything that's going on, or you are upset or nervous about something, it affects them. So you want to make sure that you keep their world as very pleasant and harmony, balanced as possible. Even if it is chaotic in your family, you make sure that you protect your little 4 energy, because it can have a vast effect on them long term. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to talk about how are they different. As you know, they're called 4 energy. However, the 4 energy, 4, 13, 22, and 31 are all different. They do have some similar qualities and talents, but there are certain things that the 4 energy have that the 13 doesn't have, that the 22 have that the others doesn't have. Right? So now I'm going to give you the difference between all 4. So just in case you have a child born on the 22nd and maybe you have a child born on the 13th, you will understand the difference. Okay, here we go. So we start with the ones that are born on the 4th of the month. So the ones that are born on the 4th of the month, they're considered the salt of the earth, right? Because they are hard workers. They're conscientious. They love the family. Oh my God. 4 energy, they can just be with family all day. They don't really care about having friends, outside people. As long as the family is good and happy, they love family. They move slow and patient. So they understand it takes time and to work up to what you need to have. So working with the 4 energy, the harder they work, then the reward will come. Okay. However, if they skip steps, then they are pushed back to the beginning of whatever it is that they're trying to do, and then have to start over. So if they work slow and steady, then they understand, but sometimes they can get stuck there. So you want to make sure that they are not moving so slow that they are not understanding that maybe it's time to move on and try something different. Okay, they're very natural organizers. They're very responsible and disciplined, highly ethical, non-emotional. So your 4 energy are the ones who you won't see cry easily, but they will definitely come tell you if somebody else cried at school. Such and such cried at school today, and they were very emotional. These kids are not that emotional. They don't carry that emotional baggage on their shoulders. All right. So you have to just do a check-in with them to see, and you can tell by their aggressiveness and their know-it-all skills. If they become a little aggressive, a little mean, then they know that they're carrying some type of emotions, but they won't show. You won't see crying and pouting and none of that with the 4 energy. They can be a little tactless. So meaning sometimes when I said the mean part, they can talk without a little brash, without having feelings. Think that compassion is the word for others. Okay, they're not very compassionate kids. They understand, they do love family, but anything outside of the family, they can sometimes say very mean things and very tactless things, so you want to kind of watch that for your little bundle of joy 4 energy, because they don't believe that they're doing any harm by it, but because of they don't understand the emotion side of it. But so just kind of pull them to the side and and give them some constructive criticism or constructive love, that you know you could have said this in a better way. It could have hurt someone's feelings, and that's all you have to do with your 4 energy, and they will understand. Okay, they're very disciplined, so whatever they do, they're not doing it acting out of the 4 energies. Now that's the ones I'm talking about, the ones born on the 4th. They don't do it out of just trying to be a bad child. They really honestly say some things that they don't mean to say because they feel like it was just the right thing to say, and they didn't think about it. Okay, the ones that are born on the 13th of the month. Now the 13 is a karmic energy. I don't want to get a lot into that because we're talking about your child, right? The one, the adolescents, but they do have karmic energy, means karmic debt, which means it stems from a past lifetime. Okay, now I don't want to lose you. Stay with me here because it's not a bad thing. We all have past lives. We all have past lives, and at some point in our chart, we have karmic debt that shows up. It can be in a essence. It can be in a personal year. It could be in one of our other on our core energies. So we all have to experience some form of karma throughout our path, our lifetime. However, these specific kids are born with karma initially, right? So what the 13 means is that they may have been a slacker in their past life, a very lazy. So this life is going to be kind of hard for them. Whether you're a rich parent, whether you are well-to-do, it doesn't matter. Whether you're very strict on them, they will have something to show up in their lives that will make sure that they are being disciplined, that they are staying on their path, that they are being hard working. That's even in school, that's their first job, that's even in daycare. It doesn't matter. They still have to be that one to raise their hand always and answer that question, make sure their homework is done on time. They have to be those ones because the 13 energy will try to get over on you. The 13 energy, they come in here testing, right? They come in here testing you as a parent. Even from the age of 2, they can be testing you as a parent. You say, no, you can't have those gummies. And then they go in the cabinet, find a chair, and they go get those gummies because they wanted them so bad. So those are the ones that you truly have to watch, and you have to stay strict on them and making sure that they are working, doing the best that they can in any capacity, okay? Because they will try you, and then they get to the point when they feel like you're so relaxed, and they go do something else. So you just want to make sure you're watching and not making excuses for them, okay? And those are the ones on the 13th. And I really have to say, because the ones who are rich, you know, your family is wealthy, and your child is born on the 13th of the month, they do get by with a lot of things because they're not being watched enough. They don't have that strategic plan. But those are the ones strictly because they will be out there and just focusing on the wrong things. So you just kind of want to watch that if your child is born on the 13th of the month. They love things that are solid and grounded, okay? They have an artistic talent. And even though they are 4 energy, and remember I never mentioned artistic talent before when I said what's great about them, because that 1 and that 3 gives them that 3 energy gives them that artistic talent. So a lot of kids who are born on the 13th of the month, they do have they sometimes careers can be in an artist or an artistic form. Okay, they love nature, they're excellent communicators, they're very loyal. One thing about the 4 energies, as they grow and get older, people will start know that they're the ones to go talk to, right? They're the ones to hold the secrets. They're the ones that you know are very loyal to you. And so that's really good about the 4 energy, because you can always count on them as a friend, and they look for loyalty in friends, in friendship. They don't make a lot of friends. So if you have a 4 energy, don't push your child to go be very sociable, because they handpick their friends, right? They handpick their friends because they know who is right to hang around with and who is wrong to be around. So they make sure that they pick the right kids that will gel with them. Okay, they have faith. They have a lot of faith in them. They have a lot of faith, the spirituality, and that they believe in whatever they say. They believe in it. If they say, or you say, you know, you're going to be a star when you grow up, they will believe that, and it will care, and it will resonate with them, and they will start having the emotions of being a star, and so star quality will just happen in them. right? Because they do have faith. They are always guided by God. These are the ones that are always guided by God because they're given this second chance to make it right? They're given this opportunity to rewrite the karma, rewrite the debt, and have a balance in this universe. So they are here, and yes, things are happen to them, but these things show up in their lives so they can know not to go that route, and I need to turn around and go the opposite direction, right? So they are guided by God, and God are watching over them like he's watching over all their children. But this one, 13 energy in particular, watching and guiding by them, because this is the time where they can rewrite the karma that they created in past lives. They are very stubborn and rigid. Okay, so pretty much that means that when they get their mind set on something, you can't change it, right? They're very rigid in their thinking, so you have to work with them on that stubbornness, because sometimes, when it is cause for them to, backtrack and rethink what's going on, then that's when that needs to come into play. And sometimes they can be so focused, so driven on something wrong that they don't even see anything else around it. So you want to definitely work on them, know that they have that rigid thinking and very know-it-all stubbornness. Now let's talk about my lucky 22. Now this is one of the lucky numbers in numerology. There are certain numbers in numerology that have some luck to them, and 22 just happened to be one of them, right? So 22 is one of my favorite numbers in numerology, and if you have a child that was born on the 22, you are truly blessed. Okay, so your 22 child is known as the master builder. I forgot to say that too. 13 children are known as the rock, right? Because they're so solid and grounded. They're known as the rock. Your master 22 are known as the master builder. They are actually here. They're born. They're here. They're here for us. They're here to create enterprises and create jobs and create and have these creative ideas and be successful. This enormous potential for success. Oh my gosh. And why is that? Because these are the master builders. They come into this world with a plan. There was a movie, the Lego movie. I can't think of the name of it, but he was like, they were master builders. They were supposed to go build all these things up. And so, oh God, what is the name of that Lego? I think it's called Lego. I can't think of the name of it, but he was supposed to be the guy, right? That could do it all. So that's a master 22. They're coming to this world, and they're not supposed to be the ones to just go work a normal job. If your child is 20, is a master 22, it's time to start cultivating their creativity, what they're thinking about, what are the ideas that they have, right? What is coming up for them in dreams? This is a time to cultivate what other talents are grooming and brooming within them, because there is a life for them once they step into their life path, once they step into their adolescent or out of the adolescent time and step into their adulthood. It is time for them to take off and start creating for the world. This is not a small energy to be just working for a normal job. And you would say, well, how is that? My child, we know we're poor. We don't have anything, not really poor, but we don't have much. How is my child? I may not even be able to afford a college. Trust and believe that the universe will bring opportunities to your child that unimaginable. Right? You just have to have an open mind and not limit your child in their thinking, and not limiting them because of circumstances going on in the family. Your child is here to be able to manifest and build things in this world. Create for humanity, for us. Right? Those are the ones that are here, and they go out there and they create jobs and empires. So these kids are not meant to play small. They're not meant to make small. They're here to be able to create as we elevate. All right. I can't say enough about the 22. Things can happen for the 31, the 4, and the 13. God sends certain angels in the way of the 22 to help them, to make sure that they are protected, to make sure that their mind space is protected, to make sure that things are just moved out the way, obstacles are moved out the way, people don't even come into their space that will interfere with their journey. God makes sure that these kids are protected enough so they can go do his work. All right. So understand that your 22 child that's born on the 22nd is very highly gifted and protected by God and loved and here for a purpose. They are great organizers. They're great builders in business. They're very unique gift for seeing both details. So they have that gift for seeing great details that other people can't see. So if they look out at this empty field, but they see things around this empty field, they can visualize and see something there that will help in the future benefit this area, right? If they see a condemned building, they can look at that building and understand the area around it, and they can see the details that needs to go into that place, and they can actually manifest the idea and visualize it happening and people working and all that all at once. Something that we, a normal another energy number or a regular 4, 13th or 31st or 31 cannot see. They do have nervous energy. That's the double 2. So they can get nervous and have some anxiety about what they're thinking, because it would definitely feel like out of the box thinking, right? So they can get nervous about their ideas especially if they're not if they have not been cultivated enough to believe in themselves and to believe in their ideas and believe what they're feeling is real. They can suffer from self-doubt because of the 2 energy, so you have to watch that. And they have very good intuition. So when something is saying move, they need to move. If something is saying stay, they need to stay. They are highly in tune with their soul and their intuition that's driving them. So you may not understand it and you may not see it, but you need to listen. Okay. And this is the 22 master builders, one of my favorite energies. So now let's talk about the 31. So the 31 is called the work is power. 31 is my son. He's born on the 31st. And so they love family, great love of family, tradition, community. Like they just love people. That's that 3 energy and that 1. So they love people. They know working hard is powerful. So they will, like I say, they all are different. They have that artistic and talent of love, because the 3, again, the 3 energy, and then if the 1 is amplifying the 3. So artistic talent that will be able to help them be powerful and be a leader in whatever capacity in the that they choose. They are cultivated faith and art focus, very stubborn and rigid. I can honestly say mine is very stubborn and rigid, and so sometimes I have to show him a better way than how he's thinking, or not allow him to stay focused on the wrong thing. Okay, like I said, they will sit around and eat a whole bag of chips and not realizing that they've eaten that whole bag of chips. So you have to say, no, go put them in a bowl. Go make sure, you have to limit what they're eating and what they're doing if it's not constructive. Okay. Excellent communication and excellent concentration. Now I do have to work with him on his concentration, even though he's a 31 energy, because he's also a 12 energy, and sometimes he's a 12, which is 3. So make sure you check out that 3 video. But sometimes his energy, he can go off focus. So that means his 12-3 energy is from his life path. So he can go off focus sometime, and so I have to kind of bring him back or give him some of those toys, because of the 3 in his 31. Get him some of those fidget toys, because he can be very fidgety. He can't stay in the same place for a long period of time. So it helps for him to have those fidget toys. So if your child is born on the 13th of the month or the 31st of the month, or is a 3 energy, it's good to get them some fidget toys. Okay. I did mention that they're very, they have a lot of love. They have love for everybody, and mainly because of the 3 is part of the 31. So they artistic, they love, they communicate, they can concentrate, love family, and have faith. They have faith in themselves. So and faith in others. So I love 4 energy. 4 energy is a great. Is good for being the first energy that you see in your child, because the 4 energy, you can see that they can be very focused and very focus driven. And it's sometimes with those kids, it's you don't have to push them to do homework. You don't have to push them to do the things that you set in the plan. As long as you have a plan, they can follow that plan, because they can say, okay, once I finish this, and I know what I have to do. But you have to have that plan in place. You just can't just talk it out. You have to have a written plan in place, okay? Because that written plan in place, they know that they have to do every single line. If you just talk it out, then they definitely will try to skip steps. Understanding, people, right? 31s are testers. They will test you. So how can you encourage and support your 4 energy? Here we go. Your 4 energy needs to, first of all, set up comforting routines for your 4 energy, okay? Your child will thrive in a sense of security and in routines that they can count on each day. That was the first thing that I had mentioned, when you can work with them. But how you can encourage and encourage them and support them is, you as the parent, don't count on them to remember things. You set up their routine. It's just that simple. No, you may not have other kids that need that, but your 4 energy needs that, okay? And they will thrive, and you can count on them if you just help them out and setting up their routine that they can follow, okay? Remember, they're not the ones that like change, right? So helping them in that healthy balance, harmony balance, will truly help them. Set that routine up for them. Don't be like me and verbalize it every morning. Make sure you have it set up and typed out, so they can just run down the list, and then you don't have to keep reminding them every day, okay? Number 2, you want to make sure that they are stretching and exercising. Remember, your 4 energy is, they are very earthly energy. Remember, they're grounded, right? Which means they're solid and grounded, and they have these body types that needs constant stretching and constantly exercising. Constant reinforcement that this body is moving, and some of this energy and all this food that they've eaten is working out of them, okay? They can get very, very lazy. 4 energies can have a tendency to sit there and work all day on one thing and not move, but they will be eating while they're doing it, okay? Or even playing a video game all day. So you want to make sure that you are setting times when they can stop. Have them to stop playing the video games all day. You know, get off the phone for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and jog in place, or do some sit-ups and push-ups, making sure that before they go to bed that they're doing 5 to 10 minutes of exercise, even if they've been in school all day, especially for the ones who are doing virtual learning, okay? The ones that are doing virtual learning, if your child is born on the 1st, the 13th, the 22nd, or 31st, make sure that they're out there doing something in the house or right outside the house in the morning or before they go to bed, okay? They need this, okay? Yes, they need this. Now, the next one is encourage risk-taking. Now, remember that these kids are the ones that can stay so focused and rigid thinking, so you want to encourage them to think outside the box, because they are not outside box thinkers. Once they set something in place, they will only go with that, and they won't listen to no outside influence, no other opinions. So you want to make sure, and then they can miss out on a lot of opportunities. So you want to make sure that they are, you know, they don't get stuck in that place, and they, with the frustration that something is not happening like they wanted to, and all they had to do was kind of think outside the box, open it up for other people to give their input, and maybe they can see a different outlet. So make sure that they're not stuck in thinking and they're rigid and they know it all in circumstances, and creating these limiting circumstances and limitations for themselves. You have to truly watch that with your 4 energy, because they will limit themselves just because they don't want to expand their thinking habits, okay? You want to definitely spend family time with your 4 energy. Your 4 energy loves family. So really, truly having like maybe one night that you sit down and eat dinner together or watch a family movie, it will help your 4 energy thrive in their love, compassion, and even building up some emotions, okay? All right, guys, I hope that this information has helped you understanding your 4 energy that you have in your house. And hopefully this will be able to shed some light on their growth, on their spiritual growth. Everything that I do is spiritual. Numerology is spiritual for me because we all come here with a path. We all come here to define this life and live it to the best way that we can, and also to make sure that we accomplish our purpose for this lifetime. So with that being said, if you would like to book an appointment with me and understand your numerology, your path, all you have to do is go to my website, CynthiaReneeMeeks.com, and book that numerology appointment today. Also, if you want more information about your child, you can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/IamCynthiaRM, and book that Parent Like a Pro appointment for your child. And I definitely will help you understanding your child's birthday number and life path if you need more information, okay? This has been my pleasure giving you this information. I hope that you will take this information and not take it too serious, but do take it in a way that will help you and guide you as a parent. My name is Cynthia Renee Meeks, and I'm a spiritual awakening guide for those who have a strong desire to spiritually define their life path in this life or a past life. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and thumbs up button, and it will definitely encourage me to make more videos for you, more numerology videos. Also, remember that I am a hypnosis, so if anybody who's having issues with this life, thinking that they may stem from a past life, definitely go to my website, Cynthia Renee Meeks, and you can book that hypnosis appointment, okay? Always remember my son and son says to love, live, and forgive. Bye for now.